What is going on,
Welcome.
everybody? This is Tempo. As you can see, scrolling at the bottom. Can you keep up? How's it going, guys?
What's up, everybody?
What's up? We're in the
Okay.
building. Now y'all can see us.
Yeah, we're in a video format, so this is we've actually, technically, for your eyes, never done this before, but we actually have. We tried this out last week.
Yep.
Breaking all the fourth walls. All right, so basically, we're doing like a bit of an abbreviated show this week because we have prior commitments that we have to meet. But that being said, we're still going to try and get some stuff talked about today, all the important stuff like baseball. But anyway, so
And we're gonna start cussing now like mother brother, son of a mother.
we could. We actually
It felt
could.
good. It felt good to say that though, like mother brother, son of a mother.
You know what? Maybe we should. I don't know. It really depends on the audience we're going for. So I will leave that to you guys. But
I will think
All
if
right,
it's in
somebody-
context, it's okay. But
All right, somebody-
let's
you
not
would
do
think
it
that,
just
though. You would think
out
that.
of.
Who's
But
gonna
anyway.
who's gonna break it off? Somebody
Is there
say
such thing as context as the internet on the internet? I don't know. But anyway,
something.
so we're actually about to. So we have some interesting stuff to talk about today. So I figured we would start off with something that's kind of like the next chapter in this story, in another story we've been following for a while. We do this thing on this show for some reason when we'll pick like a news story associated with a person, and then we'll just follow everything with that person. In the last few months, well, before the virus and leading into after the virus, guys, what's going on with Nick Cannon? So
Nick Cannon. Now, the crazy thing about Nick Cannon is he said some comments that Viacom fired him for. Now he was talking on relating on to like black issues or something that they felt was disrespectful and terroristic towards their company. I can't remember the exact words exactly, but the funny thing is, it's not even about what he said that got him fired. It's the backlash he got for apologizing for saying it. So he got more backlash for apologizing about what he said than him actually doing it and getting fired.
Oh wow.
Because he tried to get his job back. And I'm trying to think of exactly what he said. He said something like, it had something to do with the movement. It wasn't even really that serious. It wasn't like I'm finna go blow up Viacom and kill all these.
I mean, I just feel like everybody is
Intelligent
under.
on his podcast, on his
microscope
own
right
solo
now.
podcast by himself.
I mean, everybody right now is under a microscope for things. I mean, you can't say anything. I mean, again, we're supposed to be living in a world, in a country where you can pretty much say anything you want, freedom of speech. So for people to get fired for exercising that right, I mean, I'm sure
political correctness. They don't allow you to do that.
But I mean, again, you're right. Like, you work for a company, you kind of got to watch what you say. So, I mean, it is their company, so they have the right to say that or to fire him over it. I don't know. I feel like everybody kind of is under a cannon right now, or under a microscope, and getting fired and everything else from these things that.
Yeah, but you know, the funny thing is, like even say him getting fired, that's big, but the backlash from him apologizing, I think, is even bigger. You know, because he got fired.
I'm so tempted to change it to Nick Cannon fired from Cannon because of the way you phrased that.
like he got fired because he said something wrong to Viacom, but a lot of people felt like he said the right thing.
The article, he made, anti-Semitic comments on his podcast, and so they, fired him. But from what I see in the article, Fox is trying to pick him up. So, I mean, again,
right. That's why everybody's mad at him for apologizing. Like, everybody in the community who he supposedly represented when he said that, when he apologized, they threw him so much backlash, like sell out, like Uncle Tom, like punk, like you did it, you said it, you got fired for it, you millionaire, stand with you, what you said. He went back and apologized, so they are killing him.
Well, and I get that. I mean, I'm sure he needs to, apologize. I'm sure, again, I mean, it goes back to, like I've always said, we all got everybody in us. There's no pure race. There's no pure anything. So, again, for
Unless
anybody to
you're
make
like
comments,
pure ball.
but you're not.
Weirdly, I think
Jared
the
got
thing
hair.
that-
He'd be like,
the
I
weird
know,
thing
he's
about
all flashing
being
in my
100%,
face.
if you were 100% something, that would just mean that it was inbred, right? Theoretically speaking, right? So, I mean, you would have to be 100% anything, right? Realistically,
Yeah.
be no way to keep that without purposefully going out of your way. But so this is something that I think is actually really interesting that I did not expect to see come out of a lot of this. Not to shine a light where it doesn't necessarily need to be, but I've never even heard of this idea of there being anti-Semitism in the Black community, and for some reason, it seems like it's coming to light more than I would have thought it would have during this situation.
sometimes looking at these situations, it's like damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Right. I mean, my philosophy, you're absolutely right. Like, you made the comments, why apologize? But I'm sure he has, you know, it was probably brought to his attention that, you know, maybe his great uncle is Jewish or something like that. And so, you know,
Yeah.
again, to make the apology, I mean, it all goes back, and I've never gotten the understanding when people say, like, oh, you're an Uncle Tom, or you're this, or you're that, you're a sellout. I never get that, because all those people calling you those names and all those people raising, you know, hell over this, are they going to pay his bills? I mean, push
Right,
comes to shove.
exactly.
He's still got kids to support. I mean, he's still got his own life to support. He's only 40 years old. So granted, he's probably
Hey.
got more money than all three of us saved up.
Look,
But he still
When I
wants
was
to
younger,
work.
like but that reminds me though, like when my white friends back in the day, I remember sometimes people call them wiggers. And like this lady I took a call for her last week, her last name was Wigger. I was like, her name was Samantha Wigger. I was like, well, Miss Wigger. I was like, Wigger. I said, Wigger, oh, Wigger. it was. I just thought it was for like. But like they always say, the politically correctness has changed so much. It's making so you can't even entertain. And then, you know, I'm not trying to put against the LGBTY community, but I think that a lot of that spawns from that.
Oh, it does. I mean,
But they're super sensitive and take stuff overboard, I think, sometimes.
yeah, I agree. You know, again, it goes back to the same thing with, you know, the Black community. I can't make any comments about that because I'm not Black. I've never had to deal with that. Even though I grew up in, you know, the poor communities, things like that, I'm white. And while, yeah, I didn't have money to do stuff, I didn't have to worry about the police breaking down my door or doing anything like that. So again, I can't comment because I've never been through that. And I don't live in fear. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. And I you know, I'm worried like, oh crap, am I going to do this wrong and end up going to jail? But it's never a, you know, oh, because of the color of my skin, I need to be worried. It's more like, all right, am I a dumbass and going to do something wrong that's going to get me in trouble?
Yeah. And that's true. But that's the reality of everything. And it's just like for instance, it's a lot of like I was listening to the radio earlier, just to switch up just a little bit. They were talking about the Vanilla Ice biopic coming out.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're like, why should Vanilla Ice get a biopic? But it's actually a good movie. Like I would actually watch it.
Yeah,
well,
right.
I would probably watch it too to understand what's going on with them. But I mean, again, and I get it. I mean, it's probably a good story, to be honest.
I say it's think about like I'm sure this is something they'll go into too, because there were a few, but there was not that many white rappers back then. You know what I mean? Like
No.
to step into that scene, some stones. You know what I mean? Like
beside Third Base and
but they came out after
the Beastie Boys.
didn't they?
well,
No,
even if it was around the same, they probably all were around the same.
The Beastie
time.
Boys was out though.
Yeah, I
the
want to
Beastie
say
Boys.
they were probably already around, but like
Yeah.
to be like a singular guy without that sort of backing of having a group of people around you, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
There's something interesting about that. And I think it's going to be, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, the interesting thing is because of when this is getting made, it may affect how it comes out, right, and how it's perceived. So I don't it really would be interesting to see, given the current state of affairs in this country, how they choose to tell that story, right? So,
Yeah, and they talking about Suge Knight, like how he extorted him after he dropped the song. Then he did the song, the song with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which like went diamond. Because everybody remember that. Everybody know that. Yo, it's the Green Machine gonna rock the tab out BSC. Have you ever seen the turtle get down?
You know, I keep meaning. Have you watched the Suge Knight documentary? I keep meaning to watch it.
No,
like I keep hearing his name mentioned with like earlier stuff. Like the first time I ever heard anything about Suge Knight was like when it came to Tupac.
Yeah, I was going to say that's the first time I really.
Yeah,
right. But apparently he's been around for like a long time.
Yeah, Suge Knight was a bodyguard.
Vanilla Ice, who was in the 90s.
But
Suge Knight was a bodyguard at first. He's a bone crusher, so he was whooping people's ass.
So I mean,
ass. Is that okay?
It just amazes me that he's like
on the internet, so it doesn't really matter. I mean, technically, we could have sworn the other show was just a preference of the station that we didn't. But yeah, so I mean, I'm interested in to see what they do with this. You know, I'm always up for a biopic, especially about musicians. For some reason, they're always a lot more interesting.
Yeah, they're playing some good movies too. Like the guys, we playing some movies. I don't even know his name. What's his name? When Dexter or something?
Who? Vanilla Ice?
Google this. Vanilla Ice. Let me
I forgot his name.
It's something Winkle, Van Winkle.
Yeah, Van Winkle, Rip Van Winkle or something like that.
No, not Rip Van Winkle. I know that's what I was thinking too, but no.
Or something like that. Robert Matthew Van Winkle. Yeah.
Yes, there we go.
Robert Van Winkle.
I mean, I would like to honestly. I'd like I mean, and it probably could
like
be
something I name my penis.
Like it probably could be like a skit on like Key and Peele or even the Chappelle Show. But like all it is, you know, they're just sitting around. Man, I'm bored. I'm broke. Yo, man, let's make you a white rapper. You know what I mean? That's like just me and Phil are sitting around and we're like, yo, Garrett, I bet we could cut your hair, like give you a big old fade, and like we'll sit around and write a song, and we can make you huge. Like I kind of feel like that's how it was. Like there really wasn't any.
I made Garrett a wrestler. I made Garrett a wrestler. I hit him with some steroids, like bam.
Because my boy AJ Styles never.
But you know what I mean? Like that's what I kind of feel like. I mean, did you ever listen to his album?
Me?
The whole album.
That ISIS?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, that play funky music, white boy.
Right, but like there's the very last song on the CD. The only lyric to the song is "I love you, girl." That's it.
Oh yeah,
we
remember that?
3 minutes.
Have we talked about this before?
I forgot about that. Yeah, that I love you, girl.
I love you, girl.
No,
girl, I love you. Like he just repeats it, and I'm like, damn, if he can make it that song, like, sheesh. Like,
right.
Like who's the record producer that was sitting there?
Right.
That was a genius. Dr. Dre.
You know what we should do? We should
do
an entire 30-minute discussion about Vanilla Ice once this drops.
I know,
just to
right?
like get it out of our system because we talk about Vanilla Ice way too often on this.
I know it's interesting. But what about Mariah Carey? Now she's supposed to do a biopic, and like Eminem and Nick can worry about that. That kind of misses everything.
True.
Yeah, so we got some stuff in the works these days. So this one's interesting because there's supposedly
gonna make herself look like a hoe.
I mean, I don't think either of these people are in a position where one story could take them down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So realistically, I don't think Eminem survived controversy like his whole career, you know. So I don't know that this is even going to affect him personally.
But I think Eminem can have sex good.
I mean, really, it's Mariah Carey.
Single and he's back in the good graces of the world, right?
No one. It's never. Like, my opinion of her is never going to change. She is Mariah Carey.
I'm a fan of her music. I think she's great.
Yeah, good stuff.
I mean,
she must have had him digmatized. That's legal to say, right?
She was what?
Digmatized.
Oh.
I mean, it's legal to say. I mean, we're not Canada. I mean,
is that even a word?
I think I get what he's going.
Just
It's not a word.
Yeah.
I'm hypnotized, but with the other thing. Like,
I mean, you can say
because
the word.
Eminem made a whole song about her. That diss song is one of his rawest songs he ever dropped.
You know what the interesting
think-
thing is? I think this is actually probably should be publicity for him, for being honest, right? If something comes out about him, like realistically, I mean, because when was the last time you thought about Eminem that wasn't the Nick Cannon beef? See, bring it
Right, he was mad because he was banging his chick. He's mad about Kim.
I mean,
No.
I almost wonder.
I think Eminem kind of insecure, man. Like,
I mean, I think it's very obvious by his music, right? He talks about his appearance all the time. And
right.
So
She
I
might
mean,
expose him in
honestly,
the
if it was me, I'd be like, I still had her. I still gave her 2 kids. So you can say what you want. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
Nick
care.
Cannon not raw. Nick Cannon
Yeah.
tried to diss him though. That's made it bad. Like when he tried to come out with the diss on Eminem,
Well, I remember
it's a bad
that.
mistake. He could have left it alone. He dissed him, but the 2 kids.
Right.
I remember that was a recurring theme on our recurring topic on the podcast for like a month was the Eminem Nick Cannon beef that wasn't really a beef because it wasn't even.
Mm-hmm.
Even Eminem was like, "Bro, you didn't want this."
Yeah, but he just wanted to get on Wild 'N Out. Now Nick Cannon's fired from Wild 'N Out, so Eminem might actually say something messed up. Tell him down like, you just got fired for Wild 'N Out?
Uh-huh.
Should have been in Mariah Carey Wild 'N Out.
Well,
Now you're out and about. No clout, but no doubt.
I think there's not really much to talk about with that topic. Other than I guess we'll find out if there's a story on the middle of the release, right? So I mean, okay, so
Can't nobody do that anyway because of Corona.
So what was it, Phil?
Can't nobody do nothing because of Corona anyway. Like,
It's true. So I don't have anything here, just kind of general coronavirus updates. Don't be coming to us for your coronavirus updates, by the way. We'll have information. We're just not going to have like your local up-to-date information, numbers of cases. We're just here, okay? We're just talking about it. I just want to make that clear.
we ain't catching Corona unless it could have phone.
So does anyone know any specific new information? I guess related to this.
Well, specifically, I know they talking about opening up schools, but then students and then people are popping up with it.
So that's pretty cool that Fauci's right on the first page. I'm going to actually look and see if we can get you live updated numbers really quickly for us. While you guys can go ahead and discuss it while I look this up.
No, Dayton, like Ohio's almost up to 80,000 now.
Okay.
We need to jump hop in the skip and the Michael Jordan dunk with coronavirus. Now schools, it's almost time for them to reopen, and it seems like everybody's gonna have to do homeschool. Is this gonna mess up Thanksgiving and Christmas?
I doubt it. Like, they'll still have off. They may not have off as much time, but I mean, with everything
the
I've
virus is
seen,
better when it's cold.
they're doing like most places. Like, I know the district my son's in, they're doing blended, or they can do all online. So basically, he can do all online, or they'll do like half the alphabet one day, half the alphabet the other day. Like they'll do 2 days of in school and then 3 days of online, if that's what you choose.
I don't see the difference.
Well, the blended, like, you don't have as many kids. Because I mean, you figure they got 30 kids per class, let's say, is the limit. If you're only doing 15, you still have the room to break it up, to spread them out. So
I got some information.
Yeah, that's how I was. Look, that's how when I went to Kings Island. Y'all know I went to Kings Island last weekend.
oh yeah,
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
Wear the
man,
mask.
let me tell you something. You go to Kings Island right now, you can get on every roller coaster off the rip.
That's true.
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
Like nobody get it. Like we went straight to the front line and everything.
Is my screen showing up for you guys? Really quick? I just want to make sure.
Yep.
So these are
And look,
these
they had the social distances at Kings Island. Like,
this
you know,
is
you stand in line. It look like a bunch of people.
Hold on,
Because
Phil,
everybody's standing up.
So we have 3,952,000.
4 million.
200, yeah, almost. Yeah, you're right. That basically 4 million cases in the world and about 142,000 deaths. So I think that it's slowing down at least a little bit.
That's
But look
the
at this
US.
though. How many people died from the flu this year though?
I mean, I can find that information. Give me 1 second.
See, that's something to think about too. Because people talk about like the coronavirus. Is it more deadly than the flu or the common cold? Because I bet you find out how many people died from the flu. It's damn near knocking on that door too.
These are just estimates, but preliminary burden. This is an actual. I'm trying to figure out if this is good information. Yeah, it is.
That's the influenza flu, isn't it?
From October of that to April, there's allegedly about 39 million cases, 1,800 or 18 million medical visits related to the flu, about 740,000 hospitalizations. It's about 5 times, 6 times as many hospitalizations, assuming everyone that gets it is hospitalized. I mean, all the deaths are at least hospitalized, right? So, and about 6.
They took corona out there.
So we're already. So people that are saying that we're not like outpacing the deaths. We're about 100,000 deaths this year for corona. This is what they and this is an estimate, but this is still pretty ridiculous.
Look at the flu deaths.
Well, so this is what between, and this is just what it says. From October 1st of 2019 through April 2020 is flu deaths. So I mean, it's not nearly as many as corona deaths.
Flu kicking.
It's becoming a robot for you as well.
Phil, you
But
are
then they're
right.
saying the corona is stronger when but there's summertime when it's
All right, so we are losing Phil a little bit. It looks like.
y'all listen to me?
Okay,
Yep.
I think you're good again. Go ahead and try and talk.
Am I back?
Okay, I think you're good.
All right.
Um,
Yeah, but I was saying is like the cases have Hispanic corona is about to be like the new flu.
I think
gonna be
that's kind of
nine.
what we're learning, right? I mean, those numbers, I didn't even realize. Now, again, it's projected, but it's also like probably pretty accurate. And what are they based on the previous year? So I mean, if we're already outpacing by that much the numbers that we're projecting for the regular flu season, it's kind of really crazy thought to think of.
Right. And then why does it take them so much time to think of a vaccine? Are they doing math problems? There's just like the math numbers are so big.
So I mean, it's one thing when it's
That it's-
and they haven't. I mean, think about the common cold flu. These diseases have been studied for decades. So why don't they have a cure for that?
They never found a cure for the common cold.
Right. So it's the same idea. It's just so complex that the scientists just can't wrap their heads around it. I guess it just takes longer.
I'm gonna put it. I think the damn thing is mutating, and they can't figure out a vaccine for it right now because it's been such a short time that it's been out. I mean, I had an appointment scheduled for tomorrow, and the person called me and canceled because they worked with somebody that had the corona, and they were like, apparently it's a very aggressive form of it. And I'm like, so now you're telling me there's different forms of it. So that's the whole thing. Like this thing mutates, and this thing, nobody can figure it out right now.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's, just stay safe out there, all of you, if you're listening to this. Because we just want to make sure that nobody doesn't need to get this obviously as a society. We want to do our best to protect them. Especially your elderly loved ones or various just keep that in mind when you make decisions and see that you're affected or just don't see your family, I guess. Yourself. But that being said,
Wear a mask. That's the thing I say. Wear a mask.
Yeah,
I mean, better than nothing.
Right. At the very least, you're at least attempting to do something. And I think they said if whatever it is, 90% of the population will reduce the cases by A lot. I don't know the numbers off the top of my head, but I heard that from out there. So, but speaking of being coronavirus and being on lockdown, we're actually going to circle back to this in just 1 minute. I just wanted to talk about this really quickly while we're here. So let's talk about a second stimulus check. And if you were to get a stimulus check right now, boys, what would you spend?
Toilet paper.
Good answer.
It's toilet paper.
I'm just fixing out my house.
I would probably buy some video games or something. I don't know.
Video games?
What?
I would probably buy some video games. Yeah, I would probably buy I'd spend it on the new Madden probably because the new Madden's coming out. So.
I'd probably save up and get the new Xbox when it comes out.
It's a new Xbox coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where you been?
Why y'all buying things? You're supposed to buy something that's important.
It is important.
Yeah, video games have been more important to me than most things during lockdown. Trust me.
No, we get another stimulus. We gotta put half of it toward building.
My video game habit has been deemed a disease.
I disagree with that.
No, it has been deemed.
I'm a sore loser. I'm
It's
a
a
child.
disease. You can get addicted to playing video games.
You
Look
can
it up.
get addicted to anything. You can get addicted to licking the doorknob. It's just.
I know, but they say addicted to video games.
I'm sure.
I know.
I'm sure there's people out there.
I'm a sore loser. These video games are hard as hell nowadays.
But if there was ever a thing,
Some of them, yeah.
this is maybe like an old school mindset. I just don't get how you can get addicted to social media and video games because I get
But
it.
we still working, so I guess the stimulus check we can spend it on something fun.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. That's kind of where my head is at. If I'm going to be stuck inside anyway, I might as well have something to do. You know.
Right. Like I want to have a video game.
I
I
think
got a 360 and an Xbox One and Connect. I'm like, I just look at it. The only time I play it is like while I'm waiting to do something, to leave. Like somebody's like, you need to be on at 7, and I'm like, it's 6. Let me go ahead and blow this 30 minutes.
Right.
But I ain't gonna
That
lie,
used to
though,
be the
when I
beauty.
start playing it, I'd be like, I want to
That was the beauty of Halo. Like they were always 10-minute matches, so I could jump on before I had to go do something and play like for 10 minutes and then go. And then like Call of Duty when it came out, and Rainbow Six.
Call of Duty was the best for that forever. I did that last night before I went to bed. I went into played one game and went to bed. I just was like, if I don't get this map, I'm not
No,
gonna
that zombies on Call of Duty is the most addictive. Because you'd be like, how can these things walking around kill me?
I spent 3, 4, 5 days in Call of Duty Zombies back in the day. I spent so much time playing around without
That's the best.
Look, I almost have 2 days in Mortal Kombat 9 and Mortal Kombat 11, sorry, and that came out like last year. I mean, like, I know like things.
Yeah, I got Mortal Kombat. I like playing it.
Do what?
I like the Mortal Kombat. I be playing that too.
Mortal Kombat 11 is really fun. It's definitely different, but it's really
You got
fun.
Jason Voorhees on there and everything. I'm like,
That's Mortal Kombat 10 actually, but yeah, it's a good one. That's a good one too. I like that one as well. I liked since you still have your 360, you can find Mortal Kombat 9. That one was really fun for the 360. So if you want to go back and play that, and also if you go on your 360, there's also Mortal Kombat Classic, which has 1, 2, and 3 on it. The original like arcade style one. So that's fun to play. If you want to play there. Yeah, I don't really have any. I'm spending on video games probably if there's a second stimulus. Not the whole thing, just some of it. Most of it goes to like.
I'm honestly gonna put the money up when stuff open back up, or in case I have to go on a grocery spree because we get into a nuclear war with China or something.
I don't think so.
I don't know. This election's coming up. Trump's gonna have to do something devious because Biden's beating him right now, according to the polls and statistics.
That's why they're trying to get that stimulus check.
Hell no.
Oh, nice.
Oh shoot.
Okay, I think that's a good place to end it.
Yep.
All right. Anyone else want to hit the outro? I'm sure there's all right, so that's next week, guys. Thank you for tuning in with us, and we're about 30 minutes left about our average show anyway. Give or take a week, it's like a break, so this is probably not what we normally hit. Make sure you tune in next week to make sure you see the next episode of Tempo. I called this one Lockdown. I think it's retroactively changed. But, make sure you subscribe to the Tempo Podcast YouTube channel. And make sure you like the video so we get more YouTube ratings and people start finding us more. And
oh yeah, and give us your comments and everything. You know, anything you want to tell us about or something you want to talk to us about, bring it to our attention so that we can bring it up on the show. We appreciate our responses. You you can be proactive with it.
And if you want to send us an email to ask us a question, it might end up as a topic on the show. Is tempopodcast@gmail.com. And so if you want to send there, and we'll be and that'll be it for you. That'll be it, guys. And we'll see you next time.
Right, and don't send no news.
Only to Phil.